What's going on YouTube? My name is Twig and today we're going over Knights of the Road and talking about my journey of obtaining all achievements in this old school classic platformer that takes me back to the 8-bit gaming era. As usual, I'll try to keep the story spoilers to a minimum and I won't show any footage from the final boss, even though I think it is the coolest fight in the game, but I will say this one was a fun one to 100%. If you're into achievement hunting or just like to play cool games, add me on Steam or join my Steam curator group. Both will be linked down below. By the way, shout out to Shiny Byte Studio and Keymailer for the review code. I had a great time playing through this one. Now, let's hop into the review. First off, I do want to give a brief overview of the game and what you can expect from a gameplay standpoint. I love the retro pixel graphics that remind me of games that I used to play on the NES, and I think the devs did a killer job at recapturing the old school feel while also adding their own twist to it. You play as an outlaw named Fred who has a fairy sidekick with magical powers that can transform into a shield for you to use throughout the game to traverse obstacles and to fight enemies. There are a total of 6 levels for you to play through, each with a different theme and unique enemies that try to stop you along the way. You start out in the forest level, which basically acts as like a tutorial for how the game is going to go, and it gives you the basic test on how to find secrets and how to obtain gold. Gold is the currency in which you can buy health points from the blacksmith in forms of armor that are invisible to the eye. You can also buy a magical shield ability with gold to enable you to regen lost health points, which is super useful. There isn't multiple difficulty options in Knights of the Road, which is a kind of a breath of fresh air. The one overlying difficulty starts slowly getting harder as you get deeper into the game. Bosses have multiple attacks, and the big difficulty spike comes with the platforming. Once you get to the snow level, the platforming kicks it up a notch, and then the castle level really turns on the heat. I wouldn't say the game is hard by any means, especially once you get the feel of the game and get to experience all of the shield powers, but it may take you a try or two in order to figure out boss patterns and get the muscle memory of comboing the shield abilities in order to traverse the map. Basically, you start out with 3 health points, and you can increase these as you find gold out in the world by buying health points from the blacksmith. Under your health bar, you have a mana bar that is used up as you use your shield abilities and your bow, which you also get later in the game. You'll find food to replenish lost health, potions to replenish used mana, or you can also hit practice dummies to regain mana as well. Your main attack is your shield, which is also your main defense weapon as well. Block incoming attacks in order to grab the contents from outer reach chests, or even use your bow to attack enemies from afar. The main way that you'll be attacking will be by throwing your shield or holding it under you as you bounce on enemies' heads. Gameplay is super simple, but it does get more involved as you get deeper into the game. You can bounce off enemy attacks, use your dash ability to jump across instant death pits, and you even use your shield to slide into a mega jump. Sometimes the platforming can feel a little frustrating because it has to be almost pixel perfect in some spots, but that's what makes it fun. Like I said before, there are 6 levels to battle through. You got the forest level, the mountain level, the desert level, snow level, and castle level. And the last was probably my favorite, honestly. The enemy variety was killer throughout the game. The snow level has probably my least favorite enemies, but they all have weaknesses that you can take advantage of. Each stage has a boss, and I really enjoyed the boss fights, even though they weren't super hard. Once you get the pattern down, you'll be set, and as you progress through the levels, you'll have an option to pay gold for a save checkpoint in case you die, which is pretty nice since you don't have to start the level all over again. As far as playtime goes, you'll probably be able to finish the game in 3 to 5 hours, I'd say. My second run took far less time since I was already solid at the platforming. But if you're going after all achievements, you'll definitely have to play through the game twice to get both endings. The true ending is definitely worth another playthrough, and obtaining that requires you to find all the hidden scrolls throughout the 6 levels. There is 1 hidden scroll and 1 treasure to find per level, which are both tied to achievements. If you're needing help finding those, I did put up a Steam guide as well as a YouTube video guide, so feel free to check those out. But honestly, those are probably the hardest achievements you'll be going after. I mean, they aren't hard, it's just that you get all of the other ones naturally by playing through the game pretty much. It did take me a little bit into my second playthrough to get the Treasure Hunter achievement for cracking open 118 chests. I skipped quite a few on my first run and missed a few hidden treasures too, so all in all, the achievement list is pretty straightforward, and I believe this is a pretty easy game to get 100% complete. I actually played the first 2 levels of Knights of the Road in Dallas on my Steam Deck while I was on vacation, and I have to say this game feels like it was meant for the deck. It is Steam Deck verified, and you'll definitely have a blast with this one on there. Full price for the game goes for like $4.99, so you can't beat that. If you like playing retro games, I think you'll definitely enjoy this one. I'm kind of glad I had to do 2 playthroughs for all achievements, because when I got back from Texas, I didn't have any footage from the first 2 levels from playing on my Steam Deck, but I loved my time with it on there. Thank you for taking the time to watch this review after 100%. Really wanting to get as many reviews out as I can. Once again, I really appreciate the Steam review code if the devs are watching this. Been loving all the games lately, and we have so many more on the horizon that I want to play. Looking forward to what we have coming up, so stay tuned, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.